PA system? 911. Hi, Chardon High School. We had shots fired, gunshots, multiple gunshots. Multiple gunshots? Yes. You know where? I went over by the gym. Gym? That's where it sounded like it came from, gym cafeteria area. Oh. By the gym cafeteria? Yeah. That's what we're thinking. Okay. Thank you. Excellent. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Saying to pull the trigger to kill your son, masturbates to memory. Love you.
The subject of today's video is a cold-blooded killer that has no regard for the law or for human life. At just the age of 17, he will lose control of his lust for blood and commit an act that will destroy the lives of multiple innocent people and his own. Once in prison, his criminal acts still wouldn't stop. The subject of today's video is TJ Lane, and in this video we're going to be telling his story. But before we get into the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thomas Michael Lane III, aka TJ Lane, was born on September 19, 1994. He lived with his grandparents and was described by his peers as a quiet kid who was nice once he was able to get comfortable around someone. He had a rough upbringing growing up and was considered an at-risk student. His parents had a history of violence that seemingly was passed down to him. TJ's father, Thomas Lane Jr., had been arrested several times for violent crimes against female acquaintances, including TJ's mother. His father also served prison time for assaulting a police officer, and he also was charged with holding a different woman under running water and bashing her head into a wall. Between 1995 and 1997, the first 2 years of TJ Lane's life, his father and his mother were both arrested for domestic violence against each other. When TJ was 3, his parents lost custody of him and he went on to live with his grandparents. This rough upbringing would shape the way he viewed the world and responded to everyday situations. Prior to the tragic events that TJ is known for, he had already begun to have trouble with the law. TJ was arrested twice in December of 2009. The first time, TJ held down his uncle while his cousin hit him. In the second case, TJ struck another boy in the face. For this incident, he pleaded guilty to a count of disorderly conduct. On December 20th, 2011, TJ would post a shocking letter to Facebook. In the final line of the letter, he writes, "You never even deserve the presence of God, and yet I am here. Around your cradle I plod. Came on foot without shod. How improper, how rude. However, they shall not mind the mud on my feet if there is blood on your sheet. Now, feel death. Not just mocking you, not just stalking you, but inside of you. Wriggle and writhe. Feel smaller beneath my might. Seizure in the pestilence that is my scythe. Die all of you." Just 2 months later, tragedy would strike. On February 27, 2012, TJ Lane walked into the Chardon High School cafeteria armed with a .22 caliber handgun. The cafeteria was typically open before class in order to serve breakfast to students. At approximately 7:30 a.m., TJ walked up to a table and opened fire, striking 4 male students. The cafeteria then descended into chaos as people ran to save their lives. TJ then proceeded to fire into the crowd, striking 2 more people. It was at this point that 2 teachers' acts of bravery saved the lives of many. Football coach and teacher Frank Hall charged TJ and chased him out of the cafeteria, causing the shooting to come to an end. Meanwhile, Joe Ritchie had just started his math class when he heard shots and ordered his students to lock down. According to student witnesses, when Ritchie heard moaning outside his classroom, he put on a bulletproof vest, opened the door, dragged a wounded student, Nick Walzak, into the classroom and administered first aid. Walzak's family credits Ritchie with saving his life. In the aftermath of the shooting, 5 students were rushed to the hospital and 3 would tragically pass away. In total, 6 different people were shot. Daniel Parmenter, age 16, Russell King Jr., age 17, and Demetrius Hewlin, age 16, would all tragically pass away. Nate Mueller, age 16, suffered a minor injury to the ear. Nick Walzak, age 17, suffered injuries that would leave him paralyzed from the waist down. Joey Rikers, age 18, was hospitalized for a day before being released. TJ never stated the motive for his crime. In court, TJ showed the exact opposite of remorse. In fact, he was proud of what he had done, and he bragged about it in the faces of the victims' families. At his sentencing, TJ unbuttoned his blue dress shirt to reveal a white t-shirt on which he had written the word killer across the front. He had on a similar shirt during his shooting rampage. Before the sentencing, he addressed the victims' families using profane imagery and ending with expletives, F all of you. TJ was tried as an adult and sentenced to 3 life sentences without parole for his crimes. After being sentenced, Lane said to the victims' families and the courtroom, "This hand that pulled the trigger that killed your sons now masturbates to the memory, F all of you," while giving the middle finger to the attendees. While in prison, TJ would once again make national headlines.
A massive statewide manhunt overnight after 3 convicts escaped the Allen Oakwood Correctional Institution in Ohio, including notorious killer TJ Lane.
On September 11, 2014, at approximately 7:38 p.m., TJ escaped from Allen Oakwood Correctional Institution in Lima, Ohio, along with 2 other inmates. 33-year-old Lindsay Bruce was quickly captured afterwards. TJ and the other inmate, identified as 45-year-old Clifford Operud of Carlisle, Ohio, who was serving a 12-year sentence for aggravated robbery, aggravated burglary, and kidnapping, remained at large. Police conducted searches at a wooded area in a residential neighborhood near the prison and considered him and Operud as potentially armed and dangerous. Nearby residents were advised to lock their doors and stay inside their homes. The 3 inmates escaped using a makeshift ladder to scale a fence during recreation hours. At 1:20 a.m. of the next day, TJ was captured near the woods, followed by Operud over 3 hours later. Later in the day, TJ, Operud, and Bruce were transferred to the super maximum security Ohio State Penitentiary in Youngstown, Ohio. Currently, he is carrying out his life sentence in the Warren Correctional Institution in Lebanon, Ohio. Let me know what you guys think of this situation in the comment section, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.